Mr. President, one of my compatriots, the Frenchman Laurent Vinatier, has been put in jail for 3 years for an administrative offense. Now the Russian justice system is raising the issue of espionage, which worsens the situation.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat who was sentenced to 3 years again?
Laurent Vinatier, Frenchman.
Who is that? Ah, Laurent Evgenievich. Who is he? It's the first time I'm hearing of him. Who is he? You know, I know nothing about this case. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. But I promise you, I will certainly find out what this is all about. And if there is any chance to resolve this positively, if Russian law allows it, we will make every necessary effort to do so. I just can't say anything specific right now because I don't know anything about it. But I promise I will find out. Right now, we definitely need our modern domestic aircraft. And the increase in airline ticket prices is partly related to the shortage in our aircraft fleet. On one hand, the companies that provided us with Western aircraft, for various political reasons, have decided not to work with us. And this is bad for them because it undermines their reputation. But it's good to some extent for us because it forces us to work independently, get involved, and utilize our market opportunities. I once told the now Vice Prime Minister, then the head of Aeroflot, that we should buy more Russian aircraft. It seemed easier and cheaper to purchase foreign-made aircraft. But the aircraft we have now, like the MC-21, it's a very good machine, completely competitive in world markets. And the Superjet 100 has become a completely localized machine. Very important. We need a domestically produced aircraft for regional transport. Of course, we will be working on all of this. Do we need aircraft like the Ruslin? Overall, yes. And the modernized IL-76 is needed. We will continue to develop. Everything is needed.
The next question is, does this mean that ChatGPT and other foreign neural networks will be banned? And will there be any special regulation in this field?
We do not prohibit anything. We simply demand compliance with our laws. If market participants do not comply with these laws, corresponding restrictions are introduced. We are not planning to ban anything. Regarding elections in Ukraine and the introduction of some governance regime from outside, which was mentioned by someone, including myself, it's all hypothetical. And in general, if there was such a will, including from Western countries, one could consider it in light of corruption scandals. But as for elections, we hear statements from the regime's leaders about insisting that Western countries, the United States, during elections, assuming they are ready for these elections, ensure security. That is, ensure a cessation of hostilities. I want to draw the Russian audience's attention to the fact that we held elections, presidential elections, as well as municipal and regional elections. Just this September, we held our regular elections. And who ensured our security? On the contrary, efforts were made to disrupt them and undermine internal stability. They directly and deliberately targeted polling stations. I will never forget when a threat arose. I think it was in the DPR. People lined up at a polling station, shelling began, people went to the shelters, and then when the shelling ended, they went out again, lined up and voted. And we demanded nothing. We did what we considered necessary. I think today's representatives of the Kyiv regime could do the same if they wanted. But if they want to use elections solely to halt the Russian forces' advance, that's the wrong choice. Nevertheless, I will say something now that may sound unexpected. We are ready to think about ensuring security during elections in Ukraine. At least, Ceasefire strikes deep into the territory on voting day. But of course, there is one issue we cannot overlook, namely, millions of Ukrainian citizens reside on Russian territory. Various estimates suggest between 5 to 10 million who have the right to vote. If elections are held, we have the right to demand that those organizing them provide Ukrainians currently living in Russia the right to vote on Russian territory. There are many other issues requiring careful investigation. But the issue is not trivial. I agree that the power in Ukraine must eventually become legitimate, and it is impossible without holding elections.